Hey guys, welcome back to Analyzing Horror. My name's Lauren, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review for both Fall and Bodies, 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 which at the time that I'm filming this just came out last weekend. So last weekend, I asked in polls on both Twitter and Instagram what you guys wanted to see for this week's video, and the results ended up being varied. There are a lot of votes for full individual reviews for either Fall or Bodies, 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 and there are also a lot of votes for an original versus remake video. And I thought this would be the perfect compromise because I can talk about Fall and Bodies, 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 but it'll be spoiler-free for those who haven't seen the movie yet and they don't want it to get spoiled for them. That being said though, I'm most definitely going to be doing an original versus remake video next week for those who voted for it. So thank you to everyone who voted and shared your input. I really appreciate it. And those who voted for the original versus remake, like I said, that's coming next week, I promise. All right, let's get straight into the reviews. I'd like to start off by talking about the horrifying, vertigo-inducing survival horror, Fall. So best friends Becky and Hunter are thrill-seeking climbers who one day embark on a dangerous challenge to climb a 2,000-foot radio tower. However, once they make the heart-stopping journey to the top, the ladder suddenly falls apart on them, leaving them stranded thousands of feet above the ground. So I randomly came across the trailer for this movie on Instagram like a month before it came out. Like I knew nothing about it, but after watching that trailer, I was so excited. I was really excited about it because I love survival horror and it was giving off some Frozen vibes a little. But I was also absolutely so terrified because heights and falling are like two of the biggest fears of mine of all time. Like the trailer alone gave me like 4 heart attacks, so I had a very strong feeling that this movie was gonna scare the absolute hell out of me. And that's something I love about being a horror fan, where you can see a trailer that scares the absolute hell out of you and you're just like, that's terrifying, I love it. It's like that combo of being scared but also that adrenaline rush that I just really love, and that's exactly what Fall did for me. I was watching that trailer, I was just like, I cannot wait to see that. And I just think that's part of the fun of being a horror fan, and I just really love that Fall was able to do that with just the trailer, so I was really excited to see the movie. Okay, so diving into the review, I'd like to start off by talking about performances and the main characters. I thought Grace Caroline Curry was really great as Becky, and I really liked Virginia Garner as her daredevil best friend Hunter. I really loved their rapport and chemistry, and they just felt like actual friends in real life, so I thought the movie did a really great job with them. It was also really cool getting to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Becky's dad. I personally know him from The Resident, Supernatural, and The Walking Dead, so it's always really nice getting to see him, even if it's in a minor role like this one. I also really love how the movie at the very beginning gives us some time with the characters so that we can understand backstory and whatnot before the inciting incident. I know a lot of horror movies in general do this, but I particularly love it when survival horror does this because after the inciting incident, they're basically just fighting to survive for the rest of the movie. So getting that time with the character to like get to know them and their backstories is really important to me, and I thought this movie did a really great job with it. It's also very much the calm before the storm story-wise, so I just really appreciate that time where we just get to be with the characters. And then that initial climb up the radio tower, like, oh my god. Ooh. Like just the heights alone is terrifying, but also as they're climbing up this ladder, you also get to see that the ladder is starting to come loose as they're making their way up to the top. Like I've seen the trailer, I know it's about to happen, but it's absolutely horrifying seeing it in slow motion as they're slowly making their way to the top of the radio tower, and you can see like knobs coming off of the side of the ladder. It's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. And in addition to all of that, knowing that they're about to be trapped up there, like just the idea of being trapped up 2,000 feet above the ground on top of a radio tower makes my stomach drop. Like I just cannot even fathom being in that situation. I was hyperventilating in my theater seat and my palms started to get all sweaty and it's just like I could not handle that scene. And then also that initial scene whenever the ladder breaks on Becky and she like falls and then Hunter has to grab the pole at the top. She almost falls to her death right there. Oh my god. And that scene's in the trailer, so if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Like she's just dangling from a rope and she's like, oh my god. That scene alone probably gave me another 4 heart attacks. Like, oh my god, it just, whoo. But again, that concept of being trapped up there, they have no Wi-Fi, they have no way of getting down, they can't access help. Like I physically felt sick for these characters. Like I could not imagine being in their situation. I also really liked all of the special effects and I guess the CGI for all of the height scenes. I thought it looked really real, and as you know, like it was very effective for me, so it was really well done in my eyes. I also thought the movie did a really good job keeping the tension high during that second act while they were stuck up on top of that tower, by constantly reminding us of the heights, as well as understanding that Becky and Hunter now have to survive against the elements as well. Like, for example, they have no food and their water is dangling underneath them in a backpack, so they're just trying to survive as well as trying to figure out how to get down. In addition, all of the scenes where they were trying to get help were very intense as well. So I just thought the movie did a really great job where the second act could have been a bit of a lull, but for me, it was like really action-packed, very stressful, and I was just constantly on the edge of my seat. And they did all of this with just a small setting, so I thought that was really well done. There was also a twist I didn't see coming at all. Like, I honestly wasn't expecting any twist in this movie, so I was pleasantly surprised and actually made me love the movie all the more. Plus, I really loved the ending. So quick rating, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. I really, really loved it, and I can definitely see myself owning this one. Despite my insane fear of heights and falling, I had such a thrilling time with this movie. Like I said, I thought the characters were really great. The inciting incident was absolutely horrifying. That entire second act was so tense and stressful, and I really liked that twist and that ending. So if you're a fan of survival horror, I definitely recommend this one. All right, next let's talk about the A24 Whodunit comedy horror, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So when a friend group of rich 20-somethings plan a hurricane party at a remote family mansion, a party game turns deadly when backstabbing and fake friends result in a party gone very, very wrong. So this was another movie that I was anticipating ever since seeing the first trailer. It kind of looked like an A24 Guess the Killer comedy horror kind of movie, also with commentary on poking fun at the younger generation's quirks. And it was exactly as I expected. So first off, I thought the entire cast was phenomenal. I loved everyone's performances and all of their characters were very interesting. I just thought everyone portrayed their characters really, really well. I loved all of the rapport and the way that they were so laid back in their line delivery. In addition, like I said, I thought all of the characters were really interesting, but my God, that friend group. Like, their friendships are really turbulent and you can kind of see that in the trailer, so that's not really a spoiler. I also really love that the entire cast are young adults, so it really hones in on that young 20-something vibe that the movie's trying to portray. I also thought Maria Baklava as Bee, Amanda Stenberg as Sophie, Rachel Sennett as Alice, and Pete Davidson as David were my favorites, but again, I thought everyone's performances were fantastic, and I thought everyone portrayed their characters really well. I also really loved all of the funny lines and moments. Like, this movie made me laugh out loud several times, and I just really loved the humor. I'm not even gonna give one example because I want you to experience the movie just like I did for the first time if you haven't seen it yet. I also really loved that giant mansion home as the setting. I like how it started off luxurious where everyone was in the pool, and then all of the party scenes, it just made it look like it was very lavish. But then once the hurricane hits and they start playing Bodies, 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 it immediately becomes unsettling and intimidating. I also really like how the movie used almost all aspects of the mansion. Like, I feel like we touched almost every single room. We also were interior as well as exterior, and I just really loved the way the movie used the setting. Also, and again, this is spoiler free, but the kills were really awesome and some were really brutal, and that's all I'll say. I also couldn't figure out who the killer was the entire time. Like, I'm usually not the type to guess and I just let the movie tell me the story, but sometimes it's so glaringly obvious that it's like right there in your face. But I had no idea, and I just really loved that the movie constantly kept you guessing. This one also had a twist and an ending that I didn't see coming at all, and I just thought it was really, really well done. So I recently heard someone refer to this movie as a combo between Mean Girls and Scream, and I thought that was the perfect combination because it has all of the young adult drama of Mean Girls and also the Guess the Killer aspect of Scream. It was just such an entertaining twist on the subgenre, and I found it really refreshing. So quick rating, I also gave this 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. I really loved it, and this is also one that I could totally see owning. I think it would also be a really great comfort movie. It was just so entertaining. Like I said, I loved all of the performances and characters. There were some really funny moments and lines. I loved all of the kills, and I did not see that twist coming at all. Also, the blend of young adult drama and slasher really worked for me, and I just had so much fun with it. All right, those are my spoiler-free thoughts on Fall and Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Like I said, I loved both, and I absolutely think both are worth your time. But if you're a fan of survival horror and tension throughout, I recommend seeing Fall first. And if you're more into whodunit slashers, I recommend you see Bodies, Bodies, Bodies first. But as you know by now, I loved both, and I think that both are absolutely worth seeing. So if you've seen these movies already, what did you think about them? And if you haven't yet, which one are you excited to see first when you get around to them? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and also let me know if you'd be interested in seeing full-length individual reviews of these movies down the road, like when it's on VOD or on a streaming service, because I would totally be down to do that. Also, this is just a reminder that I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, so if you're interested in following me on those and you haven't already, the The links are in my description box below. And as always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so Black Phillip knows you'd like to live deliciously. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again very soon in the next video. Bye!